let's talk about this Counter-Strike update because I'm just going to get right to the point about this. Counter-Strike recently just did their big winter update, and usually their winter updates have a lot of surprises going on from past updates I believe they have done. Now, I was caught off guard on this, mostly because I was busy playing other games to even remember that they were going to make a major update just yesterday, December 8th. This update came with a lot of changes that I really don't understand what they think they were doing. Mostly because they changed the timer for competitive by 5 seconds, both for the bomb timer and for the main round. Instead of a 2-minute timer, it's 1 minute 55, which is weird and uneven. And the bomb timer is now 40 seconds instead of 45 seconds. And the big competitive scene is now 30 seconds instead of 35 seconds. This is a weird decision. They changed the inaccuracy of all the rifles for some ungodly reason, and then they upgraded the accuracy for all the pistols, which is something that everyone says you don't really necessarily do, specifically for the Tech 9, because the Tech 9 just has a problem in general, and there's really not much you can do, and increasing the accuracy is not going to change the property of the gun, where you could basically run a gun with it, which is not how Counter-Strike logic is supposed to function. Now, on top of all these updates, they also released a new freaking case, and this case also included a new weapon, which, in my eyes, I think was a terrible move. Counter-Strike has so many different weapons within the game that the ecosystem of this is already balanced beyond belief. They already have all the weapons that need to be set up between the rifles and the ecoing of the saving of the pistols. You didn't need to add another weapon. Now, if they did have to, they decided to go with this Revolver, and it replaces the Deagle. Now, when I heard it replace the Deagle, I was like, okay, so probably it has a high punching power but a slow probability of aim or something of the sorts. It doesn't have either. It has a high probability of damage, apparently it says a high recoil control, but it has also a high accurate range, armor penetration, and it does over 100 damage for a pistol that is 850. Now, yes, that's good news that you cannot buy this pistol during pistol rounds, so that's good, but at the same time, this weapon is ridiculous for Counter-Strike. It goes against all Counter-Strike logic by being 100% accurate by the main fire. Now, the catch is, yes, you have to hold for 1 second or so before it actually fires the bullet. But it's accurate when you're moving, jumping, and everything of the sort. This makes no sense in Counter-Strike logic, and I don't understand why they thought this was a smart idea to include this in the game. Now, I just had an argument about this related to the fact that, now I'm angry because isn't this just like the op? The op at least costs a lot of money to deal with, and you have to be very good with the weapon. If you're good with it, your off is going to take out a team. The weapon, you have to stand still when shooting, you have to use the scope, and you have to be strategic on how you use the op. Now, yes, I have my own bit of disgruntle with the op, but at least it's set up in such a way that you don't see it as often as you should. There are people who just buy up the op because they buy up the op, and usually that destroys the economy of the enemy team, and it's best not to do that. It's best to go with rifles. That's just how the meta works. But the op is not that big of a deal. They nerfed it to where it's slow moving, which actually made it worse and overpowered if you want to consider it because of it, in my eyes at least. And this Revolver just goes against all logic, especially since you can buy it so fast. Now, yes, the catch is, it is 8 rounds and 8 reloads, like the CZ is 12-12. You have to wait a second before it fires. And the alt fire is a fanning system, but that you cannot control whatsoever. It's not accurate even standing still. It will go all over the place. But the fact that it does over 115 damage, it has a 97% armor penetration. The gun can instantly kill at medium range from the abdomen instantly. This is a problem. They either need to nerf the damage almost like 20 points higher to what the Deagle produces, or they should have just not have added this gun at all. It didn't need to exist. It really didn't. I feel like they added it because they were worried that people were just not going to play Counter-Strike. People will play Counter-Strike. The game is very skillful as it is. That doesn't need to add another gun. And that's why I'm confused here. They need to either do something with this gun. They need to either nerf it down or... And honestly, they're not going to do this because of the fact that they've released 2 skins for it, but they need to remove the gun out of the game. But again, that's not going to happen because we have the Revolver case. So yeah, that's the situation we're dealing with here. In my opinion, this is just a bad update for Counter-Strike. I feel like they didn't need to add another weapon to the game. I mean, granted, I'm a little happy that it's 850 instead of 800 or 700, so you can't buy it first pistol round, but it confuses the absolute crap out of me why they thought that this was a smart idea that would help the game's mechanic work better. It just doesn't. You already have enough weapons to begin with. You already added at least, like, 1 new pistol, 2 new submachine guns, 2 new shotguns, 1 light machine gun from the original Counter-Strike games. So you're already overblown the Counter-Strike's logic by adding that many weapons. Some of which already suck beyond belief that no one will ever use them. But still. That's just me. But I don't know what they thought. I may not be that good at Counter-Strike compared to some people out there. And that's fine. I'll admit that. I'm fine with the fact that I'm not that good at the game. But I'm at least competent enough to understand that this is not smart. This is not good. I watched some people play, and this is just a too easy ace machine. No. This game is about skill, and even though someone's going to argue against me about the fact that AWP is not skillful, it is just not as much as the rifles. I'll end it there. Have a great day.